Welcome to this comprehensive tutorial on pivot tables and pivot charts in Excel. In this video, we will cover everything you need to know about how to use pivot tables and pivot charts to analyze and visualize your data. Whether you are an Excel beginner or an advanced user, by the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to handle large datasets and make sense of them with ease. We will be looking about pivot tables and pivot charts in Excel in this video. Pivot tables allow you to quickly summarize large amounts of data without the need to manually sort, filter, or use complex formulas. With pivot charts, you can visualize your summarized data, making it easier to present and communicate your findings. Before creating a pivot table, it's important to ensure your dataset is well organized. A well-prepared dataset should meet the following criteria. It should have column headers with unique names. There should be no blank rows or columns. All data should be in a tabular format. Let's now create our first pivot table. Start by selecting any cell in your dataset. Then, go to the Insert tab in the ribbon and click on the Pivot Tables button. A new window will pop up, allowing you to choose where to place your pivot table. You can either create it in a new worksheet or in an existing one. For this tutorial, we will create it in a new worksheet. Once you've created your pivot table, you will see the Pivot Table Fields pane on the right side of the screen. Here, you can drag fields from your dataset into 4 different areas: rows, columns, values, filters. One of the most powerful features of pivot tables is the ability to summarize data in various ways. By default, pivot tables aggregate data using the sum function, but you can also use other functions like count, average, max, and min. Now that we have a basic pivot table, let's explore how to format and customize it. Excel allows you to adjust the appearance of your pivot table for clarity and style. You can change the design of the pivot table by using the Design tab. Here, you'll find various predefined styles that allow you to quickly modify the look of your pivot table. You can choose a style that highlights your data effectively. Let's choose the style to make the data easier to read. This style makes it clearer when viewing large amounts of data. For example, if you want to count how many times each product was sold, you can drag the quantity field into the values area and change the summary function from sum to count. You can filter your pivot table data by adding fields to the filters area. Let's say we want to filter sales by region. We can drag the region field into the filters area and select a specific region to display. For instance, we first displayed the product details for Asia. Then we can select multiple regions, and this time we selected Asia and North America. Lastly, we can make our pivot table as it was earlier by selecting all the regions from the filters list. Slicers are a visual way to filter your data. They allow you to click through various filter options without needing to open drop-down menus. We will add 2 slicers here, one for products and other for region. Dragging the product slicer so that we can see the maximum products in the list. We can use different slicers according to our requirements to get the desired data. We can slice the pivot table based on region and product both, or just taking individual product or region for better analysis of the data. You can sort your pivot table data to display information in ascending or descending order. For example, you can sort products by total sales to see which product performed best. Filters allow you to focus on specific data in your pivot table. You can filter by any field in your dataset, such as showing only the sales for a particular region. Grouping is another powerful feature. You can group dates by month, quarter, or year to summarize sales over time. You can also group numerical values to create ranges or categories. Calculated fields allow you to create new data fields by applying custom calculations to your dataset. For example, You can create a calculated field to determine the profit margin for each sale. Let's create a calculated field that subtracts the cost from the sales price to find the profit for each product. Now that we've covered pivot tables, let's move on to pivot charts. Pivot charts allow you to visualize the data summarized in your pivot table. To create a pivot chart, click on any cell within the pivot table, go to the Insert tab, and choose from various chart options like bar charts, line charts, and pie charts. Let's create a clustered column chart to display the total sales by selecting it from recommended charts. Excel will instantly generate a chart that corresponds to the data in your pivot table. Just like regular charts, pivot charts can be customized to fit your needs. You can change the chart style, modify the axis labels, and add data labels to make the chart more informative. We can adjust the chart as we need it and apply filters on this chart to display the data according to any region or product. As the filter is applied, the visuals of the chart will change automatically. You can create pivot tables using multiple data sources. This is helpful when you need to analyze data from different tables within the same workbook. If your dataset is constantly changing, you can set up dynamic ranges so that your pivot table updates automatically. You can also refresh your pivot table with one click when new data is added. Finally, let's go over some best practices for using pivot tables and pivot charts. Keep your data clean and well organized. Use meaningful labels for rows and columns. Always refresh your pivot table when new data is added. Use pivot charts to present your data visually. Pivot tables and pivot charts are essential tools for any Excel user. They simplify data analysis and allow you to generate insights quickly. By mastering these tools, you'll be able to handle complex datasets with ease. In the next video, we'll look at data visualization in Excel, charts, and graphs. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more data analytics tutorials. Happy analyzing!